God's advice today. Have you ever felt that God is trying to speak to you, yet in the busyness of life, His signs go unnoticed? This message invites you to pause, reflect, and open your heart. Perhaps this is exactly what you needed to hear today. Watch until the end with openness, and if these words touch you, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell to receive more messages like this. Don't forget to check the pinned comment for a 1-minute prayer and a recommended message to help strengthen your faith even more. God said, "My son, listen to me carefully, for I bring you a word that comes from above. I know your days have been long, and the weight of battles often feels greater than your strength, but I want you to know, you are not alone. Fear not, for I am with you, be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, I will help you, I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Isaiah chapter 41 verse 10. I have watched every step you've taken, every time you tried to hide your pain behind a smile, and every night when the silence of your room became the only witness of your heart. Do you feel ready for a deep change in your life and in the lives of those you love? Sometimes, all we need is one small step of faith to open the doors to abundance, peace, and blessings that God has already prepared for us. A simple 1-minute prayer can be the beginning of a spiritual journey that transforms the inside and reflects on the outside. If you desire to attract more light, balance, and prosperity, both spiritual and material, click the link pinned in the first comment. There you will find a simple practice, lovingly guided, that can help you connect more deeply with the divine presence in your life. I saw when your strength faded and discouragement whispered that it was better to give up, yet you remained. That silent faith that keeps you standing is precious in my eyes. It is not the measure of your strength that sustains you, but my presence within you. Remember what is written, "For nothing will be impossible with God." Luke chapter 1 verse 37. I am working in the areas you thought were lost, healing old wounds, rebuilding what time has worn down, and preparing the fulfillment of promises that seemed forgotten. Trust me, for I am rewriting your story with love, and every tear you have shed will be turned into a harvest of joy. What seemed like the end is only the beginning of what I am about to do in your life. There were battles that tried to break you, days when pain felt stronger than your faith, and nights when silence weighed heavier than any word. There were voices that tried to convince you that there was no longer a purpose, that your dreams had expired and your time had passed. But even without understanding everything, you continued to seek me. It is this silent pursuit that moves heaven on your behalf, my beloved child. Every time you chose to trust amid uncertainty, I watched over you. When everything said, "Give up," yet you waited for me, I embraced you. Now, the time of waiting turns into progress. What seemed like an endless pause was only preparation for the leap that will take you farther than you ever imagined. I am breathing a new rhythm over your life. Time that once felt stuck now begins to move in your favor. What was locked will open, what was blocked will flow. My hand is upon you, guiding you with purpose and precision. Comment, I trust in God's love, He is my refuge. Though the fig tree does not blossom and there be no fruit on the vines, yet I will rejoice in the Lord, I will be joyful in the God of my salvation. Habakkuk chapter 3 verses 17 and 18. My child, you were tested in the midst of scarcity, and still, you chose to praise. Your heart learned to sing when nothing was blooming, and that worship in the desert is what sets you apart. The enemy tried to turn your silence into discouragement, but you transformed it into prayer. They tried to steal your light, but your faith rekindled the flame. Now, you will see with your eyes what you once only believed in your heart. The days that dragged will be replaced by days that fly. The season of stagnation ends, and the time of divine acceleration begins. I am removing obstacles and hastening ancient promises. What took an entire season will now blossom in a single dawn. I turn waiting into movement and pain into testimony. Comment, I will rejoice in the Lord, even when nothing blooms. I know what still weighs in your heart, old memories, deep wounds, regrets that refuse to leave, and people who hurt you when you most needed care. But listen, my dear one, you cannot step into the new while carrying the old. Your soul needs room for what is coming. I ask you to pause, not as one who gives up, but as one who prepares to run faster. Free yourself from what ties you to yesterday. Forgiveness is not weakness, it is freedom. When you release what wounded you, you open space for what will heal you. What once took years will now take days. What took months will now take hours. This change is supernatural. It is the result of my direct intervention in your story. I am multiplying your time, quickening your steps, and opening before you paths that did not exist. The new is at the door, and those who prepare for it will see the impossible happen before their very eyes. Comment, I release the past and walk into the new that God has prepared. Did you know that there is an effective method to attract greater financial prosperity? This technique can help transform your deep-seated beliefs and change the way you perceive reality. It had a profound impact on my life, and we would like to invite you to explore this special practice. When we trust that God wants to act in our lives, we gain the courage to ask Him directly. God desires to bless each of us in a unique and wonderful way. That's why it's important to seek His blessings with faith and confidence, believing that He has a special plan for you. If you would like to support our work and the team dedicated to bringing content that inspires and transforms, we invite you to check out our product. The link is available in the first comment, so you can discover how this technique can also help you on your journey. Your contribution helps us continue sharing messages that make a difference. We deeply appreciate your trust and support. Behold, I make all things new. Revelation chapter 21 verse 5. I did not bring you this far to repeat the pain, but to show you that I can turn ashes into beauty. What once was loss will become gain. What once was delay will turn into testimony. What the enemy intended for evil, I have transformed into a sign of my glory. Do not fear if you do not yet understand everything. I am not asking you to comprehend, only to trust. You do not need to have all the answers, you only need to take the next step, and I will guide you. Each of your movements will be accompanied by my presence. I will lead you along paths where grace flows like a river, and what was once effort will become ease. Your obedience, my beloved child, will be your greatest shield. Even in uncertainty, my light will lead you forward, for I am the God who restores what seemed lost and renews what time has worn down. Commenti, I believe in the God who turns ashes into beauty. Now, I ask you, look around with new eyes. Do not measure your progress by comparison. Many will not understand what I am building within you, and they do not need to. When you see through my eyes, you will find possibilities where the world sees impossibilities. You will see open doors where once there were walls. You will realize that every obstacle was merely a disguised bridge. The time of pause was not punishment, it was preparation. I was aligning the winds, shaping the ground, and purifying your vision. And now, when I say go, do not hesitate. The movement will be swift, but it will be safe. You will not walk alone. I am sending angels ahead of you, clearing the path and preparing divine encounters that will lift you higher than you could ever reach on your own. Commenti, I will walk with faith, knowing angels go before me. Those who trust in the Lord are like Mount Zion, which cannot be shaken but endures forever. Psalm 125 verse 1. My child, I am making firm what was once unstable within you. Your mind, once divided, will now be steady. Your heart, once uncertain, will now overflow with peace. The same wind that once pushed you backward will now propel you forward. I declare over you stability, clarity, and strength. Your spirit will become a rock on which nothing can prevail. Confusion will no longer reign, for my voice will rise within you like the dawn. Each decision you make will be guided by divine wisdom. You will no longer walk by sight but by faith, and faith will lead you to places your feet never dreamed of reaching. The ground beneath you is being made solid, for I am the foundation upon which your life will stand unshaken. Commenti, I am rooted in faith, unshakable in God's promises. My beloved child, pay attention. When I say stop, it is because I am protecting you from something unseen. Often, my warning voice comes as a whisper, and you mistake it for fear. But it is not fear, it is care. There were roads that seemed right but would have led to loss. There were people who seemed like light but carried deception. That is why I interrupted you. Every divine interruption was a hidden deliverance. Now you begin to understand, my no was love, and my wait was direction. Everything I stopped you from pursuing was only to ensure you would arrive whole at your destiny. And now, the right time has come. And the right time is the moment I say, move forward. Step boldly, for I am with you in every motion, and nothing will stop what I have already begun in you. Commenti, I trust God's timing. His no also protects me. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11. My child, what I have prepared for you goes far beyond your imagination. What lies ahead is not just an answer, it is an abundant harvest. What seemed forgotten is about to bloom. Your faithfulness in trials will now be rewarded in the open. I will make paths through the sand, cause springs to rise in the desert, and turn impossibilities into your new normal. Those who overlooked you will see my hand upon you. Those who doubted your calling will know you were chosen. My purpose is unshakable, and my favor is undeniable. What comes next will bear the mark of my glory, because no one can stop what I have decreed. Now, my child, take a deep breath and feel the life I am breathing within you. This is the moment heaven has chosen for your new beginning, the very instant when what seemed like an ending transforms into a divine renewal. Everything you have faced, every waiting season, every silence, was not in vain. It was the ground where I planted your strength. What I am beginning in you today cannot be interrupted, for what comes from me is unbreakable. Do not fear the unknown, for I am already there, arranging every detail, preparing the path long before your feet reach it. Walk by faith, even when the winds seem to blow against you, and move forward with hope, for nothing you have lived through will be wasted. The time of waiting was the time of growth. The tears that once fell in secret watered the field of your harvest. And now, what once seemed distant begins to draw near. You will see the fulfillment of the promises I made to you when no one else believed. I have not forgotten you, my beloved child. I was shaping your heart so it could carry the weight of the blessing that is coming. This is the time of harvest, the season of joy, the moment of new beginnings. You are not who you once were, you are stronger, wiser, and more sensitive to my voice. And remember, where I am, nothing is missing, nothing is delayed, nothing is lost. Go forward, my child. Your tomorrow is already radiant with my light. When you feel that inner impulse, that silent urgency rising in your chest without explanation, understand this: your name is being spoken in the heavenly realms. Something is moving in your favor, and the roots of what I planted within you are beginning to surface. Paths that once seemed blocked are being prepared. It is not merely a feeling, it is a spiritual calling. I have already aligned what is necessary, and the pieces are being placed exactly where they belong. But if your mind is divided, you will miss the signs meant to guide you. That is why I say to you, pause all other tasks for a moment. Silence the external voices and listen to mine. What I speak to you now is not just a word of comfort, it is a divine summons. There is deep importance in everything you are sensing. This call is meant to awaken you to a new level of awareness, so you do not miss what is already in motion. Be attentive. Be awake. Be intimate with me. For while many sleep, I continue to speak with you, my precious child. Before every revelation, there is always an inner trembling. I never speak with such force without purpose. When you feel this stirring within, it is a sign that something hidden is about to be revealed. I have prepared you through silence, through patience, and through the long waits when you felt forgotten. But all of it was a spiritual school. For a long time, you trusted without seeing, believed without understanding, and remained faithful even without clear answers. And now, the time of full vision has come. Yet this moment requires your total attention. That is why I asked you to stop, to rest from all distractions. Because when I lift the veil, you must be awake, present, and pure in heart to understand what I show you. What is coming will not be only pleasant. I will reveal what was false, what seemed good but carried danger, what sounded promising but led nowhere. I am bringing everything to light. So I ask you to pause. What has been hidden is about to be exposed, and when you see clearly, you will understand why I delayed certain paths, why I closed certain doors, and why I remained silent on certain days. I was protecting you, my child, from what you could not yet see. Every pause, every detour, every no I gave you was an act of care. And this season of revelation that is arriving is not only about what happens around you, it is also about what is happening within. I want you to declare this truth over your life. I am ready to see what God wants to show me. For each time you speak it, a veil falls, and a new measure of clarity arrives. Soon, you will see everything clearly, you will understand the meaning of every delay, the purpose behind every tear, and the value of every sacrifice. This urgent message is also about divine order. In the unseen realm, heaven has been organizing people, places, and resources for your next step. But for this synchronization to unfold, you must be available. The movement of heaven is precise, and its timing perfect. If you rush ahead, you will try to fit yourself in before the right time and miss the encounter prepared for you. Therefore, this pause is not delay, it is alignment. I am adjusting your steps to the rhythm of my plan. What looks like waiting is actually harmony. Others are being called into the same rhythm, for I am forming holy connections among those who have learned the value of silence and obedience. But there is more, my child. This message is also about strength. Within you lies a capacity not yet fully revealed. For too long, you have lived beneath what I placed in you. I have watched you hide your courage, quiet your voice, and dim your light just to fit into small spaces. But the moment has come for your true strength to emerge. That is why I speak with urgency, because you cannot step into this new season doubting who you are. Trust in what I have already placed inside you. Do not wait to feel ready. The power that sustains you has already been given. I formed you for this very moment, and nothing you have lived through was in vain. Every pain refined your faith, every loss strengthened your resilience, and every waiting season matured your trust. Now I set before you a choice, to continue as if you were ordinary, or to embrace the call to live as one who carries divine fire. Strength unused grows dormant, and you were made to awaken. Declare aloud, I step into the power God entrusted to me. For this declaration opens the gates of purpose and awakens gifts that have been silent. My beloved, this message is also about freedom. Many of you still carry burdens that no longer belong to you, old wounds, guilt already forgiven, arguments long past, memories that only hurt. I ask you in love, let them go. There is no space for the new while you cling to the old. Some of your blockages are not external, they are rooted in your attachment to what has ended. This is the moment to open your hands and release what has finished. Do not look back with longing at what I myself have closed. Every cycle has its time. If you keep trying to revive what has died, you will remain stuck in the same place. Free yourself. Declare with conviction, I leave the past behind and walk toward the new that God has for me. This act is not for me, it is for you. It is a proclamation of freedom that paves the way for rebirth. And when you do this, you will join many who, right now, are breaking their chains and stepping into fullness. This is the movement of collective liberation, a breath sweeping through willing hearts, carrying away weight, fear, and guilt. Be alert, my child, for I am still speaking. The touch of my spirit continues to echo, and every beat of your heart is a reminder, I am here. And there is still something deeper within this calling. The time to be seen has come. For a long time, I kept you hidden, and you thought you were forgotten. You wondered if your light still shone, if your voice still mattered. But I hid you out of love. I protected you while I shaped you. I kept you away from the eyes of the world until you were ready, until your heart was strong enough to carry the weight of visibility. Now the mantle is being lifted. What I cultivated in you, in quiet and in secret, will now be seen by many. But remember, it is not about applause, it is about purpose. When I bring you into the light, it will be to fulfill a divine mission. So I ask again, stay focused. Being seen requires spiritual maturity. Do not lose yourself in admiration, keep your eyes on me. Everything I did in silence will now be revealed to show my glory, not yours. You were prepared for this moment, the time of recognition, not by the world but by heaven. The urgency you feel is the confirmation that the season of waiting is over. The time of revelation has come. So rise, my child. Take a deep breath. Be still before me and watch what is about to unfold. What I begin in you today, no one will be able to stop. What you have lived through, every difficulty, every challenge, and every silent waiting, was not in vain. I have led you here with a defined purpose, and the attention you now receive is not for your own glory, but for the work I desire to accomplish through you. I know that many do not understand, that some have ignored your efforts, and that other voices have tried to diminish your worth, but I am ahead of you, guiding you into places where your voice will resonate with power. It will not be for fleeting entertainment, but to bring forth deep and lasting transformation. Those who once ignored you will seek your insight, those who doubted your value will depend on your wisdom, and those who mocked you will see my constant presence with you. Stand firm, my child, for the visibility I now grant you is not to inflate your ego, but to honor me and expand your capacity to receive and sustain what I am about to pour into your life. Every experience, every recognition, and every opportunity will serve as training for your soul, strengthening you inwardly so that you remain steady in the midst of storms. For I not only bless, I prepare your spirit to carry those blessings, building within you a fortress that will withstand time and trial. Do not rush, my child, for what is true and eternal is not gained through haste, but through patient faith and sincere obedience. Comment: I trust God's plan and prepare myself for His blessings. My dear one, it has often seemed to you that the hardships were endless, that the obstacles were too great, and that the right paths never appeared. But I tell you now, every difficulty you faced, every blocked road, and every delay you felt was part of my preparation. I was strengthening you, building patience, solidifying your faith, and shaping your character so that you would be ready for the greatness that awaits you. What seemed slow and frustrating was, in truth, the alignment of the winds, the preparation of the ground, and the purification of your vision. Everything that restrained, distracted, or confused you will now be removed. Today I tell you, the waiting time is coming to an end, and the swift action you have longed for is about to manifest. I will send angels before you, opening doors no man can close, and removing influences that once blocked your progress. You will no longer settle for what is insufficient, for I have prepared you for abundance. Every step you take will be protected and guided, and every decision will be illuminated by my Spirit. My son, learn to recognize that delays, pauses, and silent moments were never punishments, but opportunities for me to strengthen, teach, and prepare you for greater responsibilities than you ever imagined. Therefore, remain attentive, calm, and confident, for I have never abandoned you, and every trial was measured for your growth and inner fortitude. Comment: I trust God's preparation and accept His timing. Beloved child, those who trust in me are like a mountain that cannot be shaken, steady and unmovable amidst the storm. I am making firm what was once unstable within you, calming your heart, settling your thoughts, and establishing your spirit. Every impulse that once made you turn back will now become driving strength. Your heart, once unsure, will be filled with peace, your mind, once divided, will find clarity, and your faith, once wavering, will become a firm rock upon which nothing shall prevail. Every decision you make will be guided by the wisdom I place in your spirit, and your vision will expand to see what others cannot. I am building within you resilience, patience, and discernment, and every interruption you experienced was, in truth, disguised protection. When I asked you to wait or stop, it was not to delay you, but to safeguard you, ensuring that you would arrive whole at the future I prepared for you. What once seemed like loss is now learning, what once seemed like delay is now opportunity, and what once seemed like silence is now preparation for a greater revelation. Therefore, my child, do not fear the present moment, even if it seems slow or difficult, for every detail is being aligned with my love and my direction. Comment: I trust in God's protection and His perfect plans. My son, your soul has often longed to lead, to be recognized, and to build deep connections. But I ask you, are you ready to bear the weight of those responsibilities? Is your character strong enough to sustain those blessings? Is your faith mature enough to keep you steady amidst the opportunities that are about to unfold? I am building unshakable strength within you so that when challenges arise, you will remain firm. I not only wish to bless you, but to expand your capacity to receive and sustain what is coming. The promises you have waited for in silence are now near fulfillment. What once seemed unreachable will be opened, and the doors that closed will be removed without effort. Connections that cannot walk with you into the new will dissolve, and the bonds meant to remain will be strengthened. Beloved child, it is time to fully trust, to release what hinders your progress, and to accept that every blessing comes with the preparation I placed in your heart. The faithfulness you showed in small things is now about to be rewarded greatly, and what once took years will manifest in moments, for I control time and the destiny of your steps. Comment: I am ready to receive God's blessings with faith and courage. My child, some opportunities may appear risky or too swift, but they are the result of my direct intervention. The one who opposes you may try to stop it, but he cannot undo what I have already decreed as yours. Your path has been surrounded by presences that cannot lead you to fullness, and now I am removing what is unnecessary, dissolving bonds that have fulfilled their purpose, and clearing the way for what truly matters. Do not fear the emptiness or solitude that may seem to appear, for it is temporary and necessary for your growth. Every door I open before you is carefully prepared, and every step you take is guarded by my protection. The one who watches your progress may attempt to halt you, but he has no power over what I have established. Beloved child, this is the time of manifestation, of your inheritance, of your long-awaited desires, and of the expansion of what you have silently asked me for. Affirm your readiness to receive fully, to live completely in what I have prepared, and to act with wisdom and discernment. In this way, your heart will be strengthened, your soul lifted, and your life marked by abundance and clarity, without being crushed by the weight of responsibility. Comment: I accept God's protection and move forward with confidence. Beloved child, understand that every step, every waiting, and every moment of preparation was part of a greater plan. The acceleration you feel now is not to overwhelm you, but to ensure that everything happens at the right time and with perfect safety. Clothe yourself with truth, righteousness, inner peace, and the certainty of my saving care. These are your shields, and the resistance you sense is only a reflection of the greatness of what I have prepared for you. Do not fear the challenges, they are signs of the magnitude of the work being revealed. The one who resists already perceives what you are about to receive, but he cannot prevent your inheritance. Every invisible preparation I made, every connection I ended, every path I aligned, was meant to bring you whole into the fullness of your calling. What once seemed lost or wasted is now restored, and the opportunities that seemed out of reach now come before you with ease. My beloved, walk with confidence, knowing that I have surrounded you with protection, safety, and direction. What comes next is great, good, and perfect, and nothing will stop you from receiving the inheritance that belongs to you by divine right. With love, God. Hope this message has been an inspiration to you. If it touched your heart, write Amen in the comments and share it with someone who also needs to hear this word. I invite you to click on the first comment, where you will find a special prayer and a suggestion to strengthen your spiritual journey. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to receive more inspiring content like this. See you tomorrow.